Alright, I bought the complete upper because this is not only my first AR-15 build, it's my first AR period. So that, and I got really excited to want to shoot this, and I got I think a pretty sweet deal on it. $250, free shipping. But I got a couple other things we're going to add to it here, and just put that on there just for temporary. But we're going to see what we can do here, and first we're going to start with putting this upgraded charging handle latch on there. So we're going to pull out the bolt carrier. Let's see. And it's more light. There we go. And we're going to try and tap out this roll pin and see how far we can get. We'll try and hang it over the edge of the table here. And maybe the brass punch will work better. No, brass punch. These cheap punches that I showed in the other video, they just keep bending. They're no good. I'm gonna buy a better set. See if I can't find something to rest this on. When I'm hitting it, it wants to keep twisting. And we'll see if we can't rest it on something. See if I can figure something out with. I just set this on top of here so both edges of the charging handle will be supported. Put on my armor's wrench. I'm sure you can find something else, maybe a piece of wood. This punch is starting to bend too. It's really junk. But see, starting to push out this pin. I'm trying not to hit it out all the way. I'm just going to tap it a little bit more. And then I'm going to try and back the punch out. Leave the pin in just in the rear half of the handle. See if that's enough. Try and hold the latch, because there's a spring there. Hopefully it doesn't come shooting out. Oh, I got it. The spring's still in there. That's what you're trying to do. The pin is so it doesn't come flying out. But you could see how much of a difference that is. Much wider, much longer. It's going to give you something to reach when you're operating fast. See if we can't push that in. Wow. There's some tension on that spring. More than you think there would be. Wow. You just want to line it up. Oh, and the spring came shooting out. There it is. You see how big that spring is. Shove it back in there. Shove it like that. Well, it'd probably be a good idea to stick the punch back in there so it don't come shooting out again, and then just hammer it from the other side. I had it the first time. Now I'm just struggling. It won't fit in there. It fit in the other one. It goes in just a little bit. Alright, the brass punch fit better inside the charging handle. This one, I guess, is just a hair bigger. It has a problem fitting inside the charging handle, but it fits inside the latch. So what you're going to end up doing is trying to hammer this roll pin back through and push the punch back out. And once I got it started, let's just set it on here, over here, and just tap it down. And I'm going to try and just tap it just a hair more. And that's that. It's operational, much better. And that's terrible compared to that. But they make these latches all different. They make them square and different designs and shapes. I mean, if you're going to do something that looks good, to have something like that, something functional. That's something more functional. Yeah, it's got a much bigger area on that. Next, after straightening that again, we're gonna try and get this handguard off and install this quad rail. I'm gonna take this off of there. I just want to see how it fit. This is a monstrum tactical quad rail. They're supposed to be pretty decent. We'll see how it fits. It's supposed to be a complete drop-in for carbine length. Carbine length upper. Just set that there. This is how it came. With this in the bag. Came with an Allen wrench. And there are 4 total. So we'll take that apart and get that off to the side. And we're going to try and get this grip off of there. They do sell a wrench for this to make this easier. From what I take of it, you just got to push down this. Get the dust cover out of the way. Push down on this ring. And then this should just pop out of there. Should be 2 pieces. We'll see how that goes. But like much of everything else on this build, it's probably going to fight me a little bit. I'm not sure if it's going to fight me or if it's just me being my first time doing this. But we're going to try and take that apart. See if I can give you some tips on taking that apart without that wrench, because I don't have it. I've seen it done before. And we're going to take this apart so this can go on there. Supposedly only one end will fit in there. It is numbered, so I'm assuming this rounded area is going to slip inside that ring, and then that's just going to push there, and then these will tighten up once it's in there. That's how I think it's going to go. But alright, after some wiggling around, I finally got it. This is how it was sitting in there. These kind of pop on there. While that's on there, I found the easiest way to do this is stand this up and down, take a pair of channel locks or pliers, something long handles, grab onto this just underneath the grips, push down on it. It's going to take a lot of pressure. And to get it started, I had this screwdriver over here. And as you're pushing down on this, I tapped on the grips just to start getting a little gap between the two of them. And then I put this end in there and twisted it just a little bit. That was enough to get it started. And then by hand, I set this end on my lap, the bottom of it, and pulled down on this ring, and then one side popped out the bottom. It was much easier for the bottom to come out because of these grooves here, but the top, I turned it over like this, and I really pulled on it. Pulled on it like that. It took quite a bit of pressure, and I pulled it out, yanked it out, and it came out. Now they're out. But you can see them. They go like this. Like that. That was the front. Well, you see the heat shields in there. Supposedly they still get really hot on your hand. I wasn't willing to try out. Plus I'm going for a different look of the firearm. I did remove the screws here. Trying to figure out which way is which. No, actually the tapered end goes towards the front. That's how that goes, yeah. And then you're going to have to pull down on the ring, I believe, to get to sit in there. That's how I think it's going to have to go. I wonder if it goes like that. I would assume that would be the bottom then. And then alright, I'm going to play with this and try and figure out which way